My sister's maid of honor humiliated me in front of everyone in her speech by calling me the family screw-up, but my sister backed her up, so I screwed up their friendship. I was a bridesmaid at my older sister's wedding last week. The wedding was beautiful, and everything seemed perfect until the reception. During the reception, the maid of honor, who had been my sister's best friend since childhood, gave her speech. It was emotional, but then she joked about how I was the family screw-up who finally managed to do something right by not messing up my bridesmaid duties. Everyone laughed, but I didn't find it funny. For context, I've had a rough few years. I struggled with my mental health and dropped out of college for a while. I've gotten my life back on track, but it's still a sensitive topic. Hearing that joke in front of all our family and friends wasn't funny. My sister's best friend and I never really got along, but I never expected something like this from her, especially if the day wasn't about me. Why bring me up in the speech? I tried to stay composed but felt the tears coming, so I quietly left the reception and went outside to collect myself. My sister followed me out and asked what was wrong. When I told her, she said it was just a joke and that she meant nothing bad. I tried to go back inside but couldn't and left the wedding early. My parents understood why I was upset, but my sister was angry. I do feel terrible for leaving, but I also feel like I had the right to feel hurt and humiliated. Update: the same day, my dad called to check on me and see if my sister and I had discussed things. When I told him no, he said it would be better to discuss it now and assured me that I had nothing to apologize for. If my sister thinks she has nothing to apologize for, then the least you can do is make her best friend apologize or fully realize that the joke was out of line. By the way, my brother and I met 4 days ago, and he told me that brother-in-law, my sister's husband, didn't like the way the Mo called me a screw-up in front of everyone, and some of those who laughed voiced later that they did so out of nervousness. On Monday, my sister called me to talk. When I arrived at her place, her best friend was on the phone and didn't put it down for a second. My sister said that just a few years ago, I would have laughed hard and not taken the joke as an insult. Maybe some laughed because they didn't know why she called me a screw-up. When I was 17, I was diagnosed with PTSD and later with depression and anxiety. Since then, I don't like it when someone touches my head, especially my hair and the back of my head. My sister knows everything. During our conversation, my sister talked most of the time. At some point, I felt like my sister had called me to blame me again without understanding my perspective. When I tried to talk, she put her hand on my neck and pulled me toward her with each sentence as if to say, "Do you understand? Or okay?" I hated it and felt irritated. I honestly kept thinking if I pushed her away, would I be in the wrong? Would they just call me mental and tell my family I got physical? I tried to leave, but she insisted that no one was leaving until we sorted this out. She said her best friend just to apologize. She refused and reminded my sister that I was the reason her husband got angry at her on their wedding day. I couldn't take a joke. When I explained why, she said, "Yeah, whatever. Sorry." I was glad it was finally over, and as I was about to leave, I heard her say, "Can't take a joke that everyone knows is true." Both of them laughed, but my sister stopped mid-laugh and apologized. "I think I've had enough." I told her, "Yeah, but there's nothing surpasses how you screwed up your life by effing older men for money." My sister told me. Their jaws dropped. I smiled and said, "What are you so proud about?" I left. I don't want to say my sister hates me, but I know she felt ashamed to have a family member struggling with mental health issues. I don't know how to explain this. I've made up my mind and decided to go to NC for now. If my parents and my brother, who were there when I was going through it all, never made me feel that they were ashamed of me, then why would she? I have a stable job, my place, and friends who love me for who I am. I can say I'm a little proud of myself.